My name is Kendra Jamila Pendergraph. I know my Facebook name just says Kendra Jamila. I did that on purpose because I was in between changing my name from Brown, my maiden name, to Pendergraph. So I just put my first and middle, which will never change. I am 24 years old, or years young. And I live in Jacksonville, North Carolina. It's about an hour away from Wilmington, 2 hours away from Raleigh, 6 hours or 5 hours away from Charlotte. It's a beach town, a military town, because my husband is in the military. My father was in the military, so it's also the place where I grew up. If I could change one thing in the world, what would it be and why? I think I would probably change hate. I just think that the world would be much more peaceful if we didn't have it. How many kids do I have and do I want more? I have one child, for the record. Do you see that guy? She's asleep and he's taking a nap. That's what I deal with. He acts like a kid. I have one child, I have one puppy. Maybe in like 4 or 5 years I'll have another baby, but until then, what was the first thing you remember / think back to when you think of becoming a mom? I was scared because when you become a mom, you have somebody's life in your hands. You're responsible for molding this person. If she grows up to be a bum, that is a reflection on me and my parenting. Best and worst thing about my pregnancy. The best thing was probably feeling her move in my belly, even though hiccups got annoying towards the end. And the worst thing was my husband being deployed and leaving halfway through my pregnancy, and also missing her birth. That sucked. But I was a trooper about it. The hardest thing about being a mom for me would probably be the battle that I go through with my parents about breastfeeding. Well, my family in general, about breastfeeding. If I could have dinner with anyone, dead or alive, who would it be and why? Probably my great aunt. I called her my grandma because both of my mother's parents are deceased. So she's the person that I looked up to. She died this year on the day before my birthday, on February the 22nd. And it just doesn't feel real. Like, I want to sit down and talk to her. We went to the funeral, but we were late, so we didn't get to view her body, or, we just got there when she was going into the ground. That's a long story. But, and I didn't get to go to Memphis and see her, because that's where we're originally from. I didn't get to go see her when she was sick, but, so it just doesn't feel real. I want to at least have one more meal. Favorite childhood memory? There are so many. I'm not even going to try to pick one. How long was your labor? My labor was 9.5 hours. My water started breaking at 1:30. I went to sleep at 11. I woke up because my water was breaking at 1:30. She was born at 11 o'clock that morning. 11:03. It was a very quick thing. Labor was, thinking about my labor was cool. Listening to other people talk about their labor, my labor was cool. I didn't have any medicine. Well, they gave me something in my IV, but it just put me to sleep, and it wore off like an hour later. So I got a nice little hour nap. I was up from 1:30 until they gave it to me probably around 6. My mom left. I woke up at like 7:30, and contractions, and I was like, where's my mom? Calling around, where's my mom? Then probably about 9, they were like, okay, well, it's almost time for you to push. And I was like, okay. My mom got there, start pushing around probably 10:45, 10:30-ish. She was born at 11. Wow, did that. Any pets? He's more like a member of the family. Oh, he's awake. But yeah, just Carlito. Favorite activities with baby? Nap time, because I am all about the naps. I also like doing raspberries, and she just said mama yesterday for the first time, so I was hobbies and interests. I like crafts. Also, I'm a vlogger and a blogger. It's really a family vlog with my husband, and I just talk about our lives, go through our days, and kind of follow us with my phone. Y'all should follow me. The Teddies is the name of our channel. I guess I'll put it right here. Biggest fear is I will fail my family. What I mean by failing my family is not being a good enough wife, not being a good enough mom. Favorite type of alcohol. I've recently, well, not recently, when I turned 21, I decided, hey, let me dibble and dabble into wine. Wine is okay. I've acquired my favorite wine. It's called Stella Rosa. It is bomb.com. Okay, but it's really sweet. And if you're not used to it, don't drink a whole bottle because it will mess your stomach up. I like tequila. Don Julio, Patron. If you got some good tequila, I'm down. If I could travel anywhere, where would it be and why? Probably the Dominican Republic. Not on a note of, oh, they have beautiful beaches, but simply because, like, there's so much going on right there in the country right now. How many siblings do I have? One stepbrother. Should be 43 this year. I have 2 half brothers. One is 35. I have a 33-year-old brother nobody talks to because that boy is loony. And I have a 29-year-old sister. This is same mom, same dad. Yeah, 29-year-old sister. Who lives in Jacksonville, Florida. It's 5 of us, and I'm the youngest. If I could go back into time and give my younger self advice, what advice would I give myself? If I could go back in time, I would tell myself, if the boys don't like you, fuck them. Not literally fuck them, but forget them, fuck them. If I could go back in time to a younger you, what advice would you give yourself and why? I would probably not give myself any advice because I don't want to change the trajectory of pretty much everything that's happened. What advice would you give yourself 10 years ago? 10 years ago, I was 14. I was just getting into high school. I wouldn't give myself any advice. What's important for me to remind myself in 10 years? It's not how you start, it's how you finish. What would me 10 years ago think of me now? I think me 10 years ago would think I'm a sellout because I used to talk cash shit about being a stay-at-home mom and being a Marine wife and all this shit. I used to talk cash shit, but then I met my husband and I fell in love. So I would probably be spending my days and nights trying to convince me 10 years ago that there's nothing wrong with being a Marine wife. Obviously, I'm not what people call a dependa, which is like a dependopotamus. The people who, oh, I just want to marry a Marine and da da da. Because I did go and get my degrees. I have a bachelor's and a master's. So no, I'm not the typical. I don't think I would be that mad at myself, but I would still think of myself as a sellout because I'm not out pursuing a career. I'm here with Cali. Even though me 10 years ago still wanted to be a mommy. I just thought I would be doing it on my own terms. What's something that you wish you would have done differently in parenting? Absolutely nothing. Who is your biggest celebrity crush, man and woman? Man, Channing motherfucking Tatum. My husband even says his name like that because that's the way I refer to him. And a woman, I'd probably say Zoe Saldana. She's hot. Sexual position, I don't know. We're not doing those things these days. I don't know. I think it's because it's breastfeeding and all that. I'm just like, it's like repulsed by the thought of, yeah. Gosh, I don't have any makeup on. If I had an endless supply of money, would I still be the same? Would I help those in need or use it all to myself? Obviously. Well, you know, if I had an unlimited amount of money, 9 times out of 10, I would be like, Bill Gates. Bill Gates has scholarships in his name. He has he does charitable works, which also helps you in the long run because tax deductions. So me thinking about it with the smart way, but I would give because obviously I went to school for social work, so it's in me to give back. So I don't know. I think I would probably be the same, probably with a nicer car, and my husband would have a nicer car as well, and probably a better house and more property that I own. But overall, I think I'd be the same. Look who just joined us from her nap at the end. What's for dinner tonight? Don't know. One of my favorite TV shows right now, I like Frankie and Grace. I like Orange is the New Black, Empire, Pretty Little Liars. What comes on Money? Love and Hip Hop. I love Housewives of Atlanta, Married to Medicine. I'm a TV junkie. Oh, I like the Braxton's Family Values. I'm a TV junkie. Oh, I like Devious Maze. TV junkie. I love TV. And I guess that's it for us. Is that it for us, Boogie? I guess that's it for us. All right, guys.